I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul.
steadfast. I am a steadfast spiritual seeker. No matter where I may be on my path, sometimes my spiritual life feels easy and sometimes it feels hard. There are times I enjoy new insights, blissful clarity and peace. Other times I may struggle, feeling stuck and directionless, or even lonely on my walk with God. At times like these, I renew my commitment to my spiritual path. Although my attention may have wandered, the divine presence within me has always remained steadfast, as near as my next thought. Whenever I am in space, time, or consciousness, I discover the love, strength, and wisdom of God expressing through me. From Psalm 139, 9-10. If I take the wings of the morning and settle at the furthest limits of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me fast. Amen.
Right. Needs to be 10.
Thank you to those of you who texted me to let us know that my audio wasn't working. That is because we had changed an input and forgot to activate the new audio again. So thank you. I apologize. I was just giving the most wonderful introduction about Gladys Swedak, and so I'm going to take the time to do that again. Gladys has been on our board for 3 years. In fact, today is the very last day for her 3-year term. And so I'm so grateful to everything that Gladys has provided to us as part of being a board member. I know that she was pivotal and highly instrumental in ensuring that I became the minister at Unity of New Westminster. And for that, I will always hold a special place. She will always hold a special place in my heart. Gladys has also been a prayer chaplain for many, many years. And so I am so grateful for all that Gladys has done. And I'm so happy that she read the daily word for us today.
Hope people heard it.
And yes, as Walt said, I hope you all heard that. Let's take this time to just go into a quiet time of meditation as we prepare for our talk today. I invite you, if you are comfortable, to close your eyes with me. Relax. Take a deep breath and become aware of the rhythmic flow of in and out of the breath. Let us remember that the good in-breath needs the release of the out-breath, that one cannot happen without the other for life to flourish. And so as we breathe, let us feel peace. Let that peace flow through your breath. And imagine it infusing your entire body. I am the presence of peace. And I allow peace to flow through me. With every breath, I feel more centered, more calm. More relaxed. And I become aware of the reminder that peace is always attainable. That all I need to do is turn within, breathe, and imagine the life flowing through me. And as I sit now in a time of silence, I reflect on the words, peace is within me. Peace is within me.
I am love.
You know how they say when one door closes, another door opens? I'm sure we've all heard that expression before. And it is true that when one door closes, another door opens. But nobody ever tells us that it can be hell in the hallway. Today I want to talk about that messy middle, that in between that we all experience as we transition from one understanding of life to another. You just observed some of that a few minutes ago, where we've closed the door on being in person and are learning new things in terms of technology. And we know that we're getting better at it every week. And we can see that door opening, and in fact, some really wonderful and exciting new possibilities for us. And yet, the middle can be quite messy. It can be a time where we make 2 steps forward and 1 3/4 steps back. It feels like just when we've understood and got this, something else comes along and reminds us that maybe we don't have it as well as we expected that we did. And so that messy middle can be a time that challenges us to remain focused and remain centered and remain in our place of power rather than feeling powerless. Today I want to explore that messy middle in the hopes that we can together get a better understanding of what it feels like and how we can navigate effectively in that space. There used to be a book called What to Expect When You're Expecting, and it was very popular, may still be popular, with expectant families, expectant moms. Well, today that line for us will be what to expect when you're expecting change. And what do we know about change? It happens all the time. We should expect change. And yet sometimes we're just not that well equipped at managing ourselves through change. As our friend Barb Good says, there is no such thing as normal. It's just a setting on the washing machine. And yet we have this deluded understanding that everything should go along normally, rather than accepting and preparing ourselves for change. And then we have this audacity to be surprised when change happens. Let's look at change. Whether you are experiencing a change which is serious and unwelcome, a diagnosis that is life-limiting, a pandemic, a divorce, or whether you're expecting and anticipating a change which is positive and quite major, maybe getting married or having a baby or retiring, or whether change is something that's less recognized as a major change, perhaps going to high school or graduating from high school and going to college. Whatever the changes are that we are experiencing, one of the things we want to understand is that there will be this middle space in which part of us is looking forward, sometimes with fear, sometimes with excitement, and then there's another part that's looking behind, kind of wishing for some of what that normalcy was. That time can be grieving, that time of adjusting, that time of nostalgia for the good that came, that we're now letting go of. In that confusing time, our sense of identity can be challenged because we are no longer the high school student or the manager at the store or the healthy person that we thought we were. And it's almost as if all the puzzle pieces of our lives have been picked up and thrown into the air. And now they need to come back and be readjusted into a new picture. It is a messy middle. And what does it look like? It can show up as grumpiness, as irritation, as absent-mindedness, as depression in its severe form, as being hard to please, as attempting to control things around us, which is obviously a normal and expected thing to do when it feels like life is out of control. And so when we find ourselves experiencing some of these emotions in the middle of a change, what if, instead of telling ourselves that we shouldn't be feeling this way, that having a baby is so exciting and so wonderful, for example, that I shouldn't be missing my A, nights of sleep, or B, precious time with just my husband? What if, instead, we acknowledge that there will be this time of nostalgia, and that it will show up in these various emotions that may feel dishonorable to the process of what we're moving towards? What if, instead of then adding more stress to ourselves by telling ourselves we shouldn't feel this way, we could simply accept that what we're experiencing is a normal and natural part and of the process of change. Imagine the release that would be if, instead of adding more burden, we could simply observe and recognize that it's simply nostalgia for what was pretty nice at times in our past. All of a sudden then our bodies can relax, our minds can relax, and we can become more open. Some of the irritability will fade away. Some of the need to control will fade away. And instead we can be with our experience and recognize it for what it is, perfectly normal. This can help those around us. Because if you think that it's confusing to you when you're going through a change and you're experiencing this wide range of emotions where one moment you're excited for the future and the next minute you're upset for the past and longing for the past, and one minute you're laughing and the next minute you're crying, and it's all just a big confusing ball of emotion, it is for the people around you too. And so if you can be in that place of acceptance It relieves the people around you from the emotional burdens that you may be adding. And don't forget that the people around you are likely going through similar emotions, because none of us go through change in a vacuum. And so they also are on this roller coaster journey of emotion. And sometimes what that can mean is that one person is in that up and happy place right at the same time as someone else in the same environment is in the place where they're feeling sad. And that can lead to more confusion and more anguish, as one may say to the other, "Come on, get over it." And the one on the other side is saying, "Can't you see I'm hurting?" Our invitation is to expand our acceptance of all of the range of emotion for ourselves and for everybody else, knowing that all of it is part of that messy middle. So, accept that it is normal in any change to feel this paradoxical good and bad, binary. And the truth is, nothing is binary. So what can we do to help move ourselves through that messy middle, perhaps not being so bound by it? Well, one of the ways is to look back and hold some sort of a ritual that honors the past. For people who have passed away, we have funerals, we have celebrations of life. But I think it would be powerful to consider doing that for some of the other things that are being experienced in our life. We have a graduation ceremony, for example, when you're leaving high school and moving to college. And yet sometimes even that may not be enough. It may be that you need to do that 2 or 3 times in various ways, where you bring to light the best and sometimes the worst of the experience that you are moving away from. It is a healthier way to put the past into its proper place than to never speak of it again, which is something we are all tempted to do. So hold some sort of a ritual, some sort of a way of saying farewell to the past. And then give yourself space to be where you are now. The only way to move out of the storm is to move through the storm. And at times that can be so uncomfortable. But I promise you, it isn't fatal. And in fact, it is less damaging than to suppress all of those emotions that you may be feeling. The anger, the disappointment, and the joy of whatever was your past experience. And so I invite you to think about and make space for the emotions of the past. It will help bring you into the present. Have you noticed that nobody apologizes when you laugh? And have you noticed how frequently we apologize when we cry? Somewhere along the line, we have been told and taught that crying is weakness, that crying shouldn't happen. And I want to upend that belief. I want to upend that teaching and take a lesson from children who cry equally as much as they laugh, with equal freedom and with equal abandon, until they are told that it's not okay. And why is it not okay for children to cry? Because it's uncomfortable for the parents. Why are we trained now as adults not to cry? Because it's uncomfortable for those of us who are watching. We want to get in there and fix. We want to get in there and make things calm. It is not our place. Our place is not even to hand a Kleenex over, because there's a subtle message that says, okay, stop crying when you do that. Instead, become comfortable in the discomfort and hold the person, including yourself, in a space that allows that emotion to be freed, to be freed. The other thing to keep in mind is that we are not our emotions. We are not our emotions. We are not our experiences. We are bigger than that. So yes, there are times when we are upset. There are times when we are angry. There are times when we are irritable. There are times when we are wonderful. And these are all emotions. And we are not our emotions, and we are not the experiences. We are not our labels. We are not the high school teacher. We are not the nurse. We are not the minister. We are deeper than that. And so we don't need to let the things that are facing us and that we are experiencing in our life define who we are. We don't need to let the experiences define who we are. We don't need to let our fear have us. We don't need to let our illness have us. We don't need to let our insecurity or our anxiety have us. Instead, we can notice that we are experiencing these things. And if we do so with no judgment, we allow them to run their natural course. Run their natural course and just disappear. Put the person first, then the experience. You have a right to your emotions. Allow them. Because without allowing them, you cannot function effectively. Remember the power of the word sometimes. Sometimes. Whenever you are in change. Sometimes you will be happy, sometimes you will be sad, sometimes you will be optimistic, sometimes you will be pessimistic. Sometimes it feels like, hey, I got this. And other times it's going to feel like, I don't know what to do. Some days you're going to be completely productive and you're going to have a wonderful day and feel great. And other days, the best you might be able to do is to get off the couch or get out of bed. And through it all, what we want to work towards is progress. Progress, just making small, one step at a time motions towards the future. Celebrating the past, being in the present, and walking towards the future. I want to share with you something that my son David shared with me when we were talking about grieving. And he spoke about, let's see if I can find it, spoke about this episode in the 70s show. Remember that show with, I can't remember any of the characters' names right now, any of the actors' names right now, but this show, in this scene, Father Red and son Eric are at the bar having a beer because Eric and his girlfriend have broken up. And it explains or illustrates the wisdom of just keeping moving through this messy middle. Red, the father, says to his son about his first breakup, quote, "There were times that I thought I would never get over her, but time passed. I moved on. And then the day came when I didn't think about her as much. Then a couple more days came along when I thought of her even less. Then one day I didn't think about her at all. And that made me sad." This messy middle that we are all in all of the time, because we experience change all of the time, invites us to become very aware of ourselves, to be very accepting of the wide range of emotions that we have, and invites us to trust the process, that if we keep moving, there will be light at the end of that particular tunnel, just as something else might be stirring up in another area of our life. Life is the hallway. It is messy. And so we want to know how to navigate through it. Be kind to ourselves, be kind to others. Expect the emotion. Allow the emotion. And keep moving. Trust the process. And now I want to read a poem also by my son, with his permission. It was written when he was 2003, so when he was 16. I think back and can't help but smile, but it only lasts for a little while. The mistakes and stupid things I did overpower the good things, since I've opened the lid to my feelings and emotions. They laugh at me Such strong, sharp sensations, they jab at me like a thief with a knife. They prick my skin because in my life I've committed many sins. The dark clouds fill my thoughts once more. I never should have opened that door. Pulling back, I look within. I lock that door and give a grin. My past may not be perfect, no. But I still have time left to grow. The past is full of mistakes, sure. But they were all lessons that I have learned. As you navigate the messy middle, know that you are not alone, that there is light, and that you are accepted and loved right where you are, with all the emotions that you are experiencing. All is okay. God bless you.
The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is. The presence of God is all around. The light of God surrounds me.
I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well, all is well. And every day I affirm and pray that I'm blessed with everything I have. I release my fear, 'cause it's all so clear. I am held, I am loved, I am safe. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I am well, I am well, I am well. Ooh. And now I see what my life can be when I trust in the process and have faith. And now is well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well. All is well. I am well. I am well. All is well. All is well. I am well. Ooh.
I hope you enjoyed that poem, particularly by my son. I thought it was amazing, and of course I'm a proud mom, so that's what I'm supposed to say. But no, I really believe that this is a work of art, and amazed that someone at the age of 16 could do such beautiful work. Very proud of my boy. I want to bring you up to speed.
Currently a man.
Oh yes, my husband reminds me that he's not a boy, he's a man. And that's true. He's going to be 33 in December, and he will always be my boy. You know, moms have a right to just always see their babies as babies. It's just what we do. Back to business. A reminder that we have a prayer service on Thursday at 11 o'clock. Please join us on Zoom. We have that service every week. It is a chance for us to connect with each other and then to hold our entire community and our prayer list in very present and intentional space. Please join us. You do not need to participate in any way other than just showing up. So no previous experience necessary. It is a completely safe space for us to connect. If you are looking for prayer support from someone in our community, or if you would like to talk with someone in our community, please let us know by contacting us at the church's email address or by leaving a message on the phone. Also, a reminder that Silent Unity is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is a free prayer service that you can access by calling an 800 number, or by sending an email, or by making a request through the app. And so just know that there are ways that you can be supported in prayer, with prayer, by live people if you need help and if you need support. Also this week, we are now into our second week of spirit groups. And so tomorrow's group is the writers group. It is at 1 o'clock on Mondays. And then on Thursday, our group is at noon. And again, it is something that you are most welcome to join. The writers group, what we do is fairly unstructured in terms of following a curriculum, where on Thursdays, that group, we are actually looking at the 5 C's to contentment, is what I call it. And it's basically looking each week at one aspect of a full life. So communion, connection, compassion, and so on. So please join us. We watch a bit of a video, and then we have discussion. Today, a reminder, is our annual membership meeting. So at 12:30 today, please join us on Zoom and hear about what we've been doing for the last 22 months. Normally we do this meeting in April, but thanks to COVID, that did not happen. And we've been putting it off, hoping that we could meet somehow in person. Obviously, that's not in the cards for us at the moment. And so we're going to hold our meeting today. And then finally, just a reminder with deep, deep gratitude that there are many ways to donate and to contribute to our ministry. And so I invite you to choose whatever is comfortable for you and to give from your feeling of abundance so that our message not only supports our ministry but also expands to the rest of the world. We give some money to organizations right within our community, and we support our ministry with your donations. So I invite you now to hold your donation, your contribution, your gratitude in your heart as we sing our blessing song.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Okay, Bear. Walt's laughing at me over here. Thank you all so much for joining us this morning. Please stay and attend our annual meeting, which starts at 12:30. We'll be meeting in Zoom, and Aaron, who is so wonderful, is putting the link onto Facebook as we speak. And I want to say thank you to Jerry for organizing the YouTube stream, to Alexandra for managing. I was coughing and choking on water earlier. That's why he was laughing. And Alexandra for managing our Zoom, and Walt for managing the technology behind the camera. Blessings to you all. Have a wonderful week. Embrace the messy middle. You might as well. You're in it. Love you all. Bye-bye.
And let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. I am the light of God. I am the love of God. I am the power of God. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. I am the light of God. I am the love of God. I am the power of God. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. You are the light of God. You are the love of God. You are the power of God. You are the presence of God. Wherever you are, God is. You are the light of God. You are the love of God. You are the power of God. You are the presence of God. Wherever you are, God is. We are the